Hello, welcome. Hilary, I am so excited you made time for me today. I am Tuesday Chambers. I am a high school librarian at Ballard High School in Seattle Public Schools. And I really appreciate you today because I know you are back. Can you tell us a little bit? I know you're Hilary Marshall at Washougal High School, but can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in your school and some of the things that you've done since you've been back?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hilary Marshall. I am the past chair of the school library division, but I am also, more importantly, the library media specialist at Washougal High School. It's in the southern part of the state along the Columbia River Gorge. I love Washougal. We call it, the city's called the gateway to the gorge. It's stunning down here. Anyways, we are back in a hybrid model. In fact, I'm going to share my screen right now, just so that you understand our schedule.
Like your day, your normal day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where am I? This is it. Alrighty. So we have three options for our high school students. So in cohort A, they're at the high school. And cohort B is in Zoom in classes, right? We are on a block schedule. So Mondays and Thursdays, we have period 1, 2, 3. And then Tuesdays and Fridays, we have periods 4, 5, 6. Okay. So in cohort A is in school on Tuesday, and in Zoom is cohort B. And that flops on Thursdays, right? So cohort A is in Zoom while cohort B is in class at the high school. And both of these.
Does that mean 1st through 6th? It shows up on Monday. If you're in cohort A.
Monday is period 1, 2, 3. And okay. The students in our building are grades 9 through 12. So it's about 400, a little over 400 students. All teachers are expected to be on campus. All classified staff are expected to be on campus. Mm-hmm. And same with Thursday. So actually Monday, Tuesday is pretty quiet. Thursday, Friday, those are our rambunctious kids. I don't know. It's kind of funny how that worked out. Wednesdays, everybody's at home except for me. So the library is an internet cafe right now. And so I have students in here. I do have a full-time support of a library assistant, classified employee, who really manages those students. And these students aren't necessarily SPED or 504s. These are the students, because Washougal has a really wide range and we're quite rural in parts. So these students don't have access to the internet. So that's why we're the internet cafe. So I have students Monday through Friday in the library, up to 20 at a time. Also in this hybrid schedule, students can be totally on Zoom. We also have developed this year the Washougal Learning Academy. Now this is our students who are at risk. And this is a fully online school, and they get extra support, and it's staff dedicated just to this academy. So those are tend to be our at-risk students.
So Hilary, when you say the hybrid schedule for Washougal, the ones that are all home, that means they're synchronous, but they stay home the whole time, correct?
Yeah, they are on Zoom so they're on Zoom Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and our block schedule is enormous. The blocks are 110 minutes each. Okay. They're huge.
There's some students who are not synchronous at all, which would be your Washougal Learning Academy, right? The bottom one?
I don't know how WLA operates, to be honest. Okay. They have a much more flexible schedule.
Okay.
I have team taught with a few of the teachers here, but it's been kind of following our schedule at Washougal High School. So, I mean, these are still our students, but
absolutely.
Yeah. Because at least in my high school, we have students whose families have let them, go to work as a priority than school. Anyway, so
we all have that. Yes.
Okay.
That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Hilary, what are some, now that you've been back, because you've been back a while, right?
March 8th, we came back full time. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in this hybrid model.
Right. Well, that feels like a long time to me right now. So, what are some of the successes you found, challenges, things that if you had known then, now, you're like, oh, this is how we had to pivot?
Okay. Well, to be honest, the major success that I've had in Washougal is that my library team, we're small but mighty down here. There's 4 librarians, and then we have 4 library assistants that support the libraries. So the 4 of us have met weekly, and our elementaries have been in this hybrid model for so long. So we problem solve together, you know, and so by the time we opened the high school, we'd gone through all the bumps. So it's been nothing but successful at the high school. I think we are still in honeymoon phase. I think our teenagers are desperate to be with their peers. We're still getting black screens on Zoom. The interaction between the roomers and the Zoomers is really difficult. I just finished a hybrid book club, and you know, my kids in the library, I even have like a PZM mic, and I'm trying to capture voices in the room, and the kids are like screaming, and the kids on Zoom can barely hear them. And so, you know, it's just, so that's the challenge right there, is how do you actually get that functioning? Also remember that everything takes more time, right? So allow that, and support your teachers. They are dying. I do a ton of collaborative teaching. Now that is minimized, but not necessarily. Like, we opened up a new social media class this term, and the teacher was just thrown into it. And so I've been helping her build the curriculum. I've got them enrolled in Checkology, and they've been using kind of that platform. I'm attending NCCE. I just learned about the Google digital asset. I can't remember. I was at 8 o'clock this morning, and it has been nice, right?
You're so, on fire though. I know you're also.
Yeah. And so the challenges are, you take every day, one day at a time, right? and roll with it. That's all I can say.
Hilary,
I was really anxious. I was really anxious, and luckily I have both my vaccines. But it's not been 2 weeks since my second vaccine, so I double mask. I'm in my closed office right now, but I wear an N95, and then I wear a mask over that. So I'm still double masking. Kids have been really respectful of sanitizing, of keeping their space.
So when you talk about sanitizing, I don't want to get too nitty gritty, but I know that you're still doing curbside. Do you have drop-ins in your library, or do you go to them?
Yes.
Do you see where I'm going with, like, how is the library space set up? I know it's an internet cafe on Wednesdays, but on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, do you have classes still come to you? Do you not? Do you have an online system where they use the catalog and you deliver it?
Yeah, so I'm going to share a lot of links here. So this is my high school website, and the front page, it talks right here that kids can click on this, and it'll take them to a video of me, how to check out currently in the library. Also, I'm still running curbside. I've been running curbside since September, and it walks them through this process. This is totally mimicked after our public library. So that's exactly what I'm doing for them. Do I have classes come into the library? So I have the counselors have made 20 spaces available, and I have a huge library. It looks like an airplane hangar.
Gotcha.
So I have like 20 spaces, 6 feet apart, that students in the internet cafe can be in. I'm still not booked. Today I had maybe 8, right? Then on the other side of my library, there are 5 designated tables that can be drop-ins, right? So kids can come in before school or after school. They can come in between passing periods. We're not open for lunch quite yet. I used to have like 125 kids in the library at lunchtime hanging out. So we're waiting
safety
for that. But I did have students come in at lunch today who wanted to just drop off books, pick up new books, and then they left, right? Or just wanted to kind of talk to me for a little bit.
You just sanitize between them, and that you have a system.
A lot of these kids who are coming in. So I have like a a lobby into my library. And so there is a cart with a box, and you'll see that in my video, and they can just drop off. And if they want to come in, then there's a little sanitized pump, right? And then they can come in and they can browse. And if they're, because with YA literature, you have to take it off and read it and kind of look at it. And if you don't want it, I have a browsing shelf where you just put the books you don't want to check out.
Oh, so they don't go back on the shelf. So then there's something.
No,
Gotcha.
we are still quarantining 3 days.
Right. That is our recommended as well.
And in terms of sanitizing the tables, the kids who are coming in for circulation like that aren't tending to stay and sit down. So like in my tables of 5 for like the drop-ins, 3 of them were used today. So I don't have to sanitize them. I have these little cards. And so the janitorial staff, but if I was, I'm not having like this rapid check. It's not like that. Slow your roll, it's slow. So, gotcha. And the passing times are only 10 minutes, so.
Not a lot of time, right?
So I did have an English class come in. And so instead of seeing them over their few periods, right, which would have been period 2, 3, 4, and 5, I had to do it Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday to get all the kids to the 2 cohorts. So, and the teacher brought them in shifts. And so she called in the morning, how many kids are in the library, right? And so I said, oh, I only have so many. So then she could send more. So I had waves of about 9 students coming in. They were super respectful, and took their browsing time. We have really good kids. Again, I think we're in honeymoon.
Well, this gives me a lot of hope because we still do not have the messaging in my own district about how we're going to play it out. But 1, that you're still doing curbsides. 2, that you still have kids have those resources. You've been able to keep your services going. That's awesome. You haven't been reassigned. I love that. I love that the libraries play such a vital role in your school and obviously your district. So, and it sounds like the elementary librarians really led the charge in terms of like sharing their successes and best practices. So I just think
and we every bump that they hit, we problem solve together. We met weekly. I just think
we all need to look to elementary right now, and probably more than we do. I think.
And my elementary, they go back 4 days with everybody starting April 12th. So they will have full classes.
Okay, so we really need to be watching elementary librarians and the great work they're doing, right? And how they're doing it. So speaks to your collaboration as well. So thank you so much. This was so great. Is there anything you wanted to anything that I missed, Hilary, that I want to make sure I don't leave without sharing with people?
Yeah. Be patient. Be kind. Be inclusive. And utilize your public library. I can't tell you how much I've leaned on my public librarian. I've called her in tears, and we problem solve together, right? So be patient, be kind, be inclusive.
Oh, that's a great message. Thank you, Hilary.